So how do you talk to a fool? How do you talk to a fool who is very clearly wanting to be a fool, who wants to remain a fool, who does not hear anything you're saying? And the Bible's answer on that, you're asking the question, do I continue trying to witness to somebody who doesn't want to listen to me and keeps arguing with me on the internet? Yeah, I mean, you walk away from that. Do not answer the fool, you'll be like him, right? And I think regardless of who the other person on the other side of that internet is who wrote whatever it was that you're like, oh, I got to say something because they were so rude and they were so wrong and all this, like, the reason you're both fools is because you're arguing on the internet. Like, it doesn't matter what you said. The fact that you're in a bona fide argument on the internet. Now, in Us the Chill, the Mad Christian Discord, there are guys that get into it with each other. It's fascinating to watch them, and we've tried to create a culture where this is okay, but also where we don't think it's like cool to be personal about it. Like, you could debate the point all you want online with people who, in goodwill, are interested in finding out the truth. It is possible. But see, by the time you're in that moment where you're like heated and about to hit return, you're not debating the point anymore. You're having a worldview contest with the computer that is stealing a worldview contest from some other person who's arguing not against you, but against something in their world that you represent to them. And then, so they're arguing with their computer, but you both think you're arguing with each other. In some ways you are, in fact, but you're not really. There's a medium between you. Dare I say a witch? There's a medium between you that is changing how you talk to each other. And I would say that, the more time you spend in that medium with someone who is not of goodwill, and that's obvious to you because you're getting angry as you talk, or you're confused by it, and that's obvious to you because you're getting angry as you type, well, you need to stop doing that. You don't want to argue with your computer. Now, I know. I'm going to do that again. I just did it a moment ago. I'll do it one more time here. But there's something that you really do have to see. Like the person who hit return on the thing, however, many miles away, they're no longer really, they're not really there with you. They're with a computer that you're talking through, but it's not you. It's a computer they're talking to. And that computer has a lot of other voices besides yours. You're just one of many, many voices coming through their computer. And so they're not talking to you at all. They're talking to their computer and their persona of themselves in and through the computer. It's kind of like talking to the mirror a little bit. Is it all bad? No. Can it be pretty bad? Yeah, it can get real ugly. Real ugly. Yeah. So when you realize that you're in an argument with your computer in the name of somebody who is far away, who clearly, I think, in most cases, you would have a better conversation with if you were face-to-face, I think it's obvious then that the answer to that is to walk away from that kind of behavior. Just stop. I don't know. Is it 3 years ago? 2 years ago, I just stopped responding to any comment that in any way implied an argument online. I left. I was like, that's cool. All right, they left. They win. because I don't even know who else is reading beside that person and me. And by the moment that they haven't heard the last thing I typed, like I typed something up and then they respond to something completely different, I'm done. I'm done. You're not even here in the room with me. You're not even a real person. I mean, you are where you are, but you're not here. And every time I give my heart to pretend people far away, even though they're real, the people that are near get less of my heart. Straight up. And in that regard, then, if you want to learn to talk to people with a witness, the most important ones are your neighbors. And by that, I don't mean just the one who lives next door. The neighbor. This word is really needs help. Neighbor means near. The near one. The near one. So, of course, the one near your house will be a neighbor. But, when you're in the grocery store, the person beside you in line is your neighbor in line. That's the proper word in like Hebrew, okay? It's your neighbor. That's the one we're supposed to love as ourselves. The checkout person that's working for you with all of their things that are not like you, and you're like, how? And how? We're not even, we're from different planets, right? Your neighbor. Witnessing to your neighbor by being an honest accountant of all things that come before you, including their words, and especially their words and their questions, that you would listen long enough to be able to witness to them what the scriptures say about them and their condition. See, that's the thing to care about. But that's called being a friend. That's called being a good neighbor, right? Not called being a missionary. It's not really called being a witness, really, either, right? The witnessing, again, is what you do when you open the Bible and read it. This is how you witness Jesus, right? You open it and you read it, and you're witnessing it at that moment, okay? And then you can tell people about it later. Look, the Bible says this, witness. Right? I used to be a bad person, and now Jesus made me better. Not really a witness. A great truth. But how did he make you better? Why did he make you better? And what happened? Oh, he died on the cross? Bible. There you go, right? It's not about you. It's about Jesus in the Bible. Witness. So get that back. Fight against stories from far away that steal your time. Pity the fool wherever he is, so that if you're going to engage a fool, make sure he's a neighbor. Because he's actually there. God actually gave him to you. The rest of it, while indeed God did give us this technology, we're also doing a lot of our own stuff with it, just in our own names. So, like, right? Be careful what comes across that pipeline.